Welcome back. I want to thank all my subscribers. I'm up to like 145, I think, right now. I'm trying to get to 250 before May, so help me out. Also, I'm trying to get as many likes as I do views. So if you can help me get as many likes as I can, let's see if we can get this video up to 100 likes, man. Come on, stick with me, help me out, get it up to 100 likes. I've been asked by a lot of people to try to do C races, so between Friday and Saturday, I did 5. One of them I think I got rid of because it was that new thing where you had to steer and stuff, and I didn't like that. But the rest of them, I did race C races. This is one. This is a cringe. I did a cringe race Friday. I did the stage 4 Glasgow. And that race was it's one of my faster race courses. So I told everybody, remember I said Monday of last week that I would try this. So I did try it. So I put the results here or there. I tried to record it, but in the middle of the recording, my OBS stopped, so I didn't get the whole video. It was a great race. But since they had another one, Rhino Bridge race, on Saturday, I decided to get up and do that one. I did that race after I did the stage 5 hill climb. I'll put the results on the next video. I don't want to go back into it. I've been fighting with my thing all day long, so I want to get this video up tonight. So with that being said, I want to also say that thank y'all to everybody who has subscribed to me, and I want to say let's get me up to 100. Let's get me up to 100 likes, man. Come on, thank y'all for that. Let's get it on up there. With that, let's get into this race. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Now on this race, what I've learned to do is I stay in the pack. I was not trying to leave nobody. I was not trying to outrun nobody. This is a Class C race. This is one of my fastest courses. I almost know this course by the back of my hand by just landmarks. So I know when we started this course, we're actually on that sprint straightaway. And as we come down through there, we get ready to go to the starting line. So with that going on, I decided that all I want to do is just stay in that front pack. I don't want to get outside of that front pack. I just want to stay in that front pack. And I was trying to keep a tab on what gifts we were getting, what emblems we were getting. I knew we get an arrowhead, and I think we ended up with a feather, but I don't remember actually. So I was racing this race not remembering what was the actual little extras we get on the race. So, but I don't show it on here, but on my phone I run the companion app, so I know what specials, what power-ups I have. So as we're riding, as you notice, I stay in the pack. I'm not getting, for all big guys, Cridge races are built for us. There's not a lot of super tall climbs, and there's enough downslopes where we can actually get our speed back up and take a rest for a moment. So that's why I can race C races now. I'm starting to think about it. My endurance been a lot better when I'm doing Cridge. Now, as you see, every time we come to this hill climb, I take off in front. And the reason for that is, if I do hit this hill climb with everybody else, sorry about that, y'all. When I hit this hill climb with everybody else, it'll cause me to fall behind them. So on this first one, we're going to the first one here. You see how all the C's just kind of just pass me going on the hill. So what I do is I have to stay into this power. I have to stay into my power as we go over this hill, so that once we get over the other side of the hill, I can coast back down. Now, because of my weight, this is the big equalizer. On the backside of Glasgow, on the Glasgow Cridge circuit, I get to coast most of that race. So while everybody else is working hard, I'm getting behind folks. Look at my draft numbers. When I get behind somebody on here, they're in the 200s, popping up almost 300 sometimes. And what I decided to do was I was just stand right behind people in here. Now, for our bigger guys, as long as the guys who shoot past you don't go out of sight, most of the people you ride with gonna help you draft back up to them. So that was my whole, well, that was one of my big goals, was making sure I just draft back up to them. So, but once we came off that hill, once you pass that blue car, there's an S-curve, and it's one more hill right here. And I'll power up, you see I power up that hill right there just to stay with them. And what I was doing in my head, now this is the calculation I was doing in my head. I told you, as a big guy, You do have to strategize, strategize, strategize. So my strategy with this race was, at that building we just passed before we come to this turn, I figured at the end of the race that should put me at 90%, 97% progress. If you see at the top of my screen, I have how much of the progression we've done in this race. We're at 20% right now. So that's another thing that the source helps you out. You know exactly how much race is left. I have the distance counting down. If you look over on the other side, where it's at 12 over the map, it's at 12 kilometers, and you see it slowly count down. So I know how many kilometers are left on the race. I know how much I've climbed. I'll look at the race beginning of the race and see, well, how many meters am I climbing in this race? Well, I'll know by the numbers right there on that side. So as we're riding, all I'm thinking about is, okay, at 97, I'm going to take off, and that's way I can get ahead of everybody. My whole goal is, with C's, I have to jump before they jump. On cringe races now, if it's a slight downhill, I can kind of stay with them a little longer. But I know as a racer and as I'm doing these races, as a bigger guy, if I don't jump when they jump, just before they jump or right at the same time of jump, I'm in trouble. So now here we go on the second run of this hill. You notice I get right back out in front. Two reasons for that. One, it helps me get up this hill. Second is, if I can power through this first little lump, which I know I can, if I can get it up to almost 40 kilometers, I'm gonna drop on this climb on this hill. You're gonna see me get it almost up to 40 kilometers. By the time I get to the top, it's gonna be down to 24. That's how much speed I lose as a big. Look, it's just winding down like mad. Actually 23, and now I'm powering through it so that I can power back into the fall, down to the decline here, so that gives me a chance to catch up to them. So now the decline comes, now I don't have to work. Now what they're scared of is that each time they come to a decline, you see how I pass them? Now they have to work back up. The cringe race as a big guy, especially somebody like me, it gives me a chance to push them. And now on the flats, I will put the video up. I may do it on the next one of this week, where it talks about, I put it in my detailed description at the bottom for y'all to watch, but there's a Swiss Analyst Network who talked about raw powerage on flats. And see, with these lumpy lumps, it gives me enough to look at this speed coming down this hill. I'm back at where everybody else takes time to get. I'm at 58 knots, almost 62 kilometers coming down that hill. And that gives me a chance to, when we hit the flats, I don't have to work hard. Look at me, I'm at 60 watts. I'm not even doing anything. Now we coming up with this last hill, and as we come out this curve, I power back into it because I want to come over this hill again. Now that way I don't lose a lot of speed, but I didn't do a lot of work there. So it's really paying off. Now we're coming back around on this third lap. And the whole thing with this third lap is, I come around here, I'm coming back around on this third lap, and I was like, okay, cool, we're getting ready to go into the third lap. All I want to do is let them get in front of me. I'm not trying to lead this pack. If you ever notice, when I race D races, I'm always in front. And the reason for that, I was always scared of always getting left behind. That's not a big word to me no more. Now that I've ridden so many miles, I'm starting to get in a lot more better shape. I'm not worried as much about that anymore. So I can ride the pack, but the problem is my normal speed now is a little faster than some of the D's I ride with, so it ends up causing me to leave them. And it's not on purpose, it's just I'm just comfortable. I'm not stressing myself out. And if you notice, look at my WKG. I'm staying at 2.32. I'm not really pushing myself, I'm staying in the pack. And all happens is, as we hit these downhills, I can ride with them. Now, what's gonna happen eventually, I'm gonna get even stronger endurance that I can get outside these crib races. But you have to strategize the best race for your body type, your size, and your endurance. So as we come around on here, as we come to go back down to the hill, I look for distinct places to tell me to climb. Now, I start piping it. Here we go on the third one. You notice I power back into this. I power back into it in the third one a little too early. So I decided that on the last one, I'm gonna power in at a different time to give me enough power to get up the hill. So what I was doing is trying to measure, when do I need to power and when do I need to power. I'm at 40 kilometers going up this hill, but I'm tired getting up this hill. Look at my heart rate starting to jump back up. So my goal is, okay, cool. I don't really want it to get in this 160s because it takes too long to get it back down. It takes a minute, about a minute and a half, to get it back down to 140. But you see, I get up here, I'm at the 157. Now I power down through here some, and then I get out of it. because I want to get up to 50 kilometers. If I can get up to 50 kilometers on the next downhill, I can get it back up to about 60. So that's what I'm doing. It's not as far to get it back up that far. So when we come around here, we get the little flats. And you see now what I'm doing is I'm slowly winding back. I'm looking at everybody's speed on the sauce. And I slow down and let them get in front of me because I know we got another decline. I'm gonna relax with them and go down the decline with them. That's the goal. So as we come to this decline, it's a real short decline. Now I know I can power in just a little bit and I can get it back up to about 60 kilometers an hour. And the thing is, because I'm so much heavier, I can hit 60 faster than anybody else around me. So with the guy out in front, all I want to do is get behind him and drive. I don't want to pass him. So look at my power. I'm pulling it out. Because now once we get to this hill, now I'm going to power up through this hill. And now we're coming up over this hill. Now what we're going to do, you're going to notice, watch my power when I come to this last turn for the straightaway. I'm backing out. If you notice that, I'm backing out of my power because I want them to come get in front of me. You must, as a big guy, I'm on big guy teachings now. Small guys, it's all, y'all numbers, 55,000 to 1. So I'm talking to all my big guys. So what I do now is I back my power out. I want everybody to get in front of me now so that I can ride they draft until we get to this hill again. We're coming to the 4th hill. And what I'm gonna try to do now is truly time when I need to get up this hill. So now I'm slowly dialing it in so that when I hit the bottom of that hill, by the time I get to the top of the hill, I'm still almost full power going into the decline. So we coming right here now. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at my landmarks. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, the last time I did it was just before the orange tint. I need to do it a little bit later than that. And you'll see me pull out in front. Because what I do, I'm resting. Look at my power wattage now. And look at my draft numbers. My draft numbers are 170. And it's because of my size and how much energy I'm saving. Look at my draft numbers. Look at my weight balance. I'm not doing it. The only time that thing gonna get hit is when I climb. So as we coming around, I'm just trying to watch all of my metrics to keep me in this thing. So I'm trying to think about it. I go, okay, the tint, that's what I told myself, but I started just a little too early. I want to start around just before we turn into that corner. I can do it. So the guy behind me rolls with me as we go up this hill. Now, as you see, I'm coming over that first lump. It's a slight flat right here where my power can catch me up. And I get it up almost 41 kilometers coming up this hill. But the problem is I'm starting to get tired now. You see everybody coming past me. I'm at 25 kilometers an hour, and I got it back up to 29, 30. When I get to this drop, I want to get it up to almost 40 when I come down. That's my goal. So now as we come down 40, it's easier to hit 50, 55, and I can let my body, now look at my power. I'm coming out of it now, and I'm just letting it go. And I power up here. I learn when to power back into it. I pedal back in, and then I kind of just look at my numbers. I come back out now. I'm back out of my power because I want them to get back in front of me. I want to conserve as much energy. Big guys, this is about conserving as much energy as we can. We must conserve our energy. So as we come over this hill right here, we're going back down this other long hill. I'm at 40 when I hit it. So now it's easier to get up to 60 by the time I get to the bottom. Now we get to the bottom, look where I'm at. I'm right at 60. Now we coming out of it. All I'm doing now is just looking for somebody in front of me. I'm not looking at my power, my wattage. It's nothing. I'm coasting behind him. I know when we come through the second S turn, I'm going to power up through here. Okay, cool. Bam. So now on the 5th lap, when we come back through here, I want to take off when we come around this corner right here. This is where I want to kind of start building my takeoff at so that when I come around to the sprint, I'm going, I got to jump before they jump. That's the only way this is going to work out. You have to understand, this is the only way I can win this race is I have to jump before they jump. So I'm strategizing, okay, cool. I back out. I get behind them. You know, this is the draft. Everybody's talking to me. I've been working on that secretly, y'all, for a lot of races this year. So I just don't put them up sometimes. I've been working a lot on drafting. So as we come back around here, we're drafting. I'm in the draft with them. And I'm just staying. I've been working on my weaknesses for C for a while. I don't know if I can do longer than 15-mile races with C's, which is what, about 22, 23 kilometers. But I'm trying to get to that point like I can with these. So now we're on this 5th lap. I'm not gonna power into it till just before I get to the top, so I hit that first lump. But I have to hit it at the right point because If I hit it and I'm at greater than 2% incline, it's not gonna count as much for me. Because even though I'm putting power, I'm starting to slow down too much. So what I decided to do, okay, cool. I'm gonna stay with them as long as possible. So you notice I'm holding off. I got my knob, I'm turned up the power just a little bit, but I'm just staying with them in a comfortable ride. And I waited. Look at me, I'm waiting. Now I power in. Now I have enough power to get over this first one and to build enough speed. Look at me, I'm 35. I'm coming down to 33, but I have enough power, and he's in front of me, but I have enough power now to get up this thing. I'm at almost 40. I have to cross 41, and I get to keep, look at my power. I'm maintaining it through the top of this climb. So now that we're coming over the other side of this climb, they know that I can come down this hill pretty fast. If I get up to 40 kilometers just as we come over the crest of this thing, they're in real trouble. So that's what happens. Now at the bottom, if I can get up to about 55, I'm really good. I'm almost to 60. So as we come around this corner, what I'm doing now is not trying to catch them two in front. I'm hoping somebody catches up to me so I can draft off of them. Because I don't want to spend all this energy trying to catch them, because I know there's a downhill coming, what should give me the chance to catch them. So I'm not trying that. And lo and behold, he comes in front of me, and I get behind him. And I say, well, this is where I'm gonna have to make this attack. So I get behind him. Now look at my draft numbers when I get close to him at the bottom of this thing, rolling like I'm doing. I'm almost to 60. I was just spinning a little bit. I'm at 65 heartbeats a minute, so I'm trying to calm down. But look at me, I'm right behind him. Look at my draft numbers. My draft numbers are in the 200s. So I'm using him to slingshot around him. This is the last corner, but you remember once we climb that hill, we're gonna come to that last building after I get on the flat, and that's why I wanna make my attack. So as we get close, I slingshot around him, I power up. This is the last attack for me. I said I wanted to attack at 97, which will give me at around 500 meters left. I'm at 400, you can see it up there, 400 meters left. And I'm just waiting for somebody to attack, but I'm trying to attack at the same time they do. And I noticed that they're slowly powering up. So once I get in front, there's no coming out of it now. I have to attack because I know they're coming. So now I'm full bore. The thing is, I had an arrow helmet and I forgot to hit it. If I'd hit that arrow helmet right here, it would have been unbeatable, because I would have really had, because look at my power number. This guy walks me down and he barely gets me right at the end. Man, that was wild. Thank y'all for watching my video. Thank y'all for subscribing to me. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for being there for me, but ride on.